Good afternoon, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, it's time for some more Murder on the Orient Express. Last time, we thought we'd solved the murder, but it turns out there's another killer. And they struck again. So, we have another mystery to solve then. And we're pretty sure it can't be any of the original murderers. Well, I'm pretty sure about that anyway. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? Why is there no audio right now? You're betting the doctor has something to do with this. I think you're right. But mostly because I watched the ITV Poirot episode for Murder on the Orient Express since we technically finished that mystery. And the doctor was part of it in that one. And that makes me worried. And what also makes me worried is why this game isn't giving me any audio. Is the stream getting any audio from it? Yes, it is. Right, I've put my headphones in the wrong thing. Just a second. There we go, my headphones weren't in properly. There we go, I can hear the game now, that's good. Tech problems, tech problems. Where would I be without them? All the sleeping pills. Yeah, everyone had sleeping pills, and that was, in fact, so incredibly sus. Well, I mean, that's how they ended up almost accidentally killing the American. Right. Although, I do believe we know what the other knife was. I'm pretty sure it's the knife that's technically missing from this set. I mean, the set's complete, it's just that one of the knives seems to have been picked up in Venice, as opposed to the rest of them that are Japanese, so I'm assuming that there's another one of that knife. And that's where I am, personally. And what did we need to go do? We needed to go talk to both of the chefs. So Miss Nielsen was in the luggage car, so... The knife could be lost in the snow or even left behind in Italy somewhere. Just, you know, chucked into the canal in Venice after it was used to stab a second guy. Hello, Nick. How are you doing?
Remind me of what you did when the train stopped in Venice.
No problem. I helped Hotaru load all of the food crates aboard the train. Hotaru had everything he needed, but I realized they forgot half of my order. I spent over an hour on the phone with the supplier, without success. I had to change the dessert menu for tomorrow.
The line is that she brought in all the food crates, right? Because we were told that someone saw Hotaru bringing them all in himself, I think. And that's why he needed the massage. Let's just check. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one.
Mademoiselle, I believe you're hiding the truth from me.
What makes you say that?
Testimony of... It was Mr. Mr. Michel, wasn't it? Who said he saw... Yeah, I think it was him.
Michel saw Monsieur Mori carrying the crates of food alone. You weren't on the platform.
I did help Hataru.
The entire time? He carried so many crates, his back was sore.
Ah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I'm guilty. I did leave him before we were finished, but I had to. There was no saffron he needed for a recipe. I volunteered to go into Venice and get him some. The Rialto market would be open late because of the carnival. He gave me money. I knew we weren't supposed to leave the train, but I only wanted to help. Mr. Mori can confirm this. Ask him. I saved dinner.
Saffron, huh?
On behalf of my palate, I thank you. How long were you gone?
I left at 9:10 p.m. and was back with the saffron around 11. That's when I called my supplier for the items I was missing.
You called your supplier at 11
had
p.m.?
almost 2 hours to buy the saffron, find a costume, kill Monsieur Wadi, elude Detective Locke, and make it back to the train for that phone call. Yes, it's possible that was enough time.
Thank you, Mademoiselle Nielsen. That is all for now.
Sorry again, Mr. Poirot. I hope you enjoyed tonight's dessert.
Alright. Well... it's time to go talk to Mr. Mori. Hello, Drag. How you doing? Yeah, about your knives, sir.
I'm sorry, Monsieur Mori, but haven't you forgotten something? You haven't told me about the knives hidden in your room.
Ha! Yes, indeed. I forgot to tell you about those. They are my personal knives. I only use these knives. There are none better. I bought them all in Japan. No one is allowed to touch
You bought them all in Japan,
except
did
me.
you? That's a lie! You got a bit of a cold, have you, Drag? Ah, I hope you get over that soon. It's not fun having a cold.
I'm afraid you are better at sushi than lying.
What? What do you mean?
Coltelleria Venezia.
One of the knives has an inscription, Coltelleria Venezia. Did you happen to go shopping tonight, monsieur?
Damn you, Poirot. Very well. One of my sushi knives has been missing since the
It
night
is
of
the
the
weapon.
murder. I thought you were going to believe I killed Ratchet. He routinely sent back my dishes to be ruined. Why does God give rich people the money to afford the best cuisine, but not the palate to appreciate it? I panicked. I know a very good store in Venice. I went to buy a knife to replace the one that had gone missing, so I wouldn't be accused. I assure you that I had nothing to do with any murders.
I would have
Yeah.
an easier time believing you, monsieur, if you put that knife down.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was flirting
yes,
with the
of
knife
course.
the whole time.
Sorry.
What time did you leave on your little shopping trip?
I left around 9:30 p.m. I was back a little after 11. 11:15 p.m.
Time enough to stab Monsieur Wadi and return.
Very well, Monsieur Mori. That's all for now. If I have another question,
I'll be right here, cooking.
So, they both had enough time to do that. Who doesn't have an alibi for the murder of Mr. Wadi? Who doesn't have an alibi? Isn't it these two? Am I allowed to pick more than one? Yep. Ooh. I can't remember about the guy on the bar. Or Mrs. Andrini. No, I think she has an. I don't think that Mrs. Andrini could do this. So, I think it's all of the staff members, right? It's definitely these two. I'm gonna. I think I want to go with these two.
This is
Nope.
wrong.
Okay.
But I'm never far
No.
from the truth.
Okay, it's all of them. It's all of the staff members.
My little grey cells did not let me down.
I couldn't remember what we'd found out about the barman. Right, and back to Detective Locke. Is Detective Locke still... No. She's not eating there. So I guess she's back at her bunk? Unless she's in the bar. Okay. Detective Locke isn't in first class. Pretty sure she was in second class. Oh, by the way, I casually looked on the internet as to how much it would cost to ride the Orient Express, and I immediately closed the tab because that number was extremely large.
What have you been doing, Poirot? I am completely in the dark.
I will shine some light on the situation, my friend. I have 3 new suspects who could have killed Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi. Miss Nielsen, Monsieur Fauché, and Monsieur Maury. They all had periods of time during both murders to commit the deed, and their alibis are weak. A visit to family, and not one,
Oh yeah,
but
that was
2
his.
shopping trips.
But all are my employees.
Alas,
Yeah, well,
yes,
so was the
you-
conductor.
But we have no
He's a
proof
murderer.
against any of them. None of the 3 appears to have any motive whatsoever.
But this is a tragedy.
Do not give up hope. We will catch this murderer. There is still one place that may hold the evidence we need.
Geneva.
Exact.
Do not give up hope. Well, that's easy for you to say. But what if it's Freya? What becomes of dessert? If it's Sotaru, who will cook? Me? And the worst, if it's Jean, who will serve the drinks?
I've been checking up on the Banque du Lac. I had to confirm my identity for Interpol, so they contacted my captain at the Berkshire Police.
I suspect he was not pleased.
That my vacation was actually an unofficial investigation? I'll say.
I would be happy to speak to him on your behalf.
Thank you, but he'll get over it. It's a chance to close the books on the Armstrong kidnapping. He stopped yelling, asked for a report, then granted me an extra week.
Excellent. What did you learn from Interpol about the Banque du Lac?
It's had a bad reputation for over a century. Customers have included the mafia, Nazis, corporate swindlers of every description, even heads of state.
It is true, this. It is the worst kept secret in banking. They take advantage of the bank's strict policy of protecting the anonymity of its clients. This is in defiance of many laws from multiple countries, including Switzerland itself. Of course, I have never taken advantage of such a corrupt system.
That goes without saying, my friend.
There are ongoing investigations, subpoenas, court orders. The bank will eventually have to comply, or its assets may be seized. But until then, it still thrives, thanks to its wealthy and powerful clients.
It sounds perfect for the late Monsieur Ratchet. Do you have any ideas?
The serial numbers from some of the bills match those from the Armstrong kidnapping. We agreed in Venice that the bulk of the money must still be physically in the bank's vault.
I concur, Detective Locke. Exemplary work. So, our next task is clear.
Break into the bank.
We need to get into Ratchet's safety deposit box.
There'll be codes, passwords.
And Monsieur Wadi would, of course, have known them all. The bag of money he carried is proof of that.
We'll need to find information about Ratchet's box in Wadi's office at the bank.
Most assuredly, but remember the secrecy involved. I doubt his office will contain all we need. Where else must we dig?
Is there any TNT on the train? Hey, where can I find the information on Ratchet's safety deposit box? There'll not be internet. Ratchet's diary? Maybe. Mr. McQueen? Doubt it. Mr. Wadi's apartment? Maybe. No, I want to look in Ratchet's diary, I think.
Think,
Nope.
Poirot. That is not a good answer. There
Okay.
was nothing helpful in Ratchet's diary.
Well, we hadn't seen all of it. Okay, Mr. Wadi's apartment.
That's
Time
the
for some
right answer.
breaking and entering.
Mr. Wadi
I mean,
couldn't keep
detective
all
work.
of his secrets at the bank. Hopefully we'll find something in his apartment. We already have his address thanks to his passport, and his keys we retrieved from his body.
The train stops in Lausanne at 8 a.m. But that's far from Geneva. I can delay the departure until 11 a.m. No later. The police are expecting us in Paris by the end of the afternoon at the latest. They won't tolerate any delay.
The bank doesn't open until 9. I can see only one way that gives us a chance to be on time.
Boat or taxi? Where's Lausanne compared to Geneva? Google Maps, please. um, Lausanne is there. Geneva is there. Geneva. Okay. Is a boat or a taxi faster? Because it looks like they'd have to go a similar distance. I actually don't know which of those would be faster. Speedboats? Speedboats.
Ferries travel between Lausanne and Geneva, but it would take over 3 hours. We can't depend on finding a faster boat. Better to take a taxi and pray traffic is light.
Alright. Apparently it's faster to take a taxi. What's the season? Yeah, that's a good point. How to search the apartments and office efficiently? Well, we split the party. One of us goes to each place.
The best thing is to separate. One of us searches his apartment, the other searches his office. To access the safety deposit box, we need to find the key, the box number, and the passcode.
Suppose you find all this. How do you plan to get into the vault?
Impersonate Ratchet or a search warrant. Didn't we just hear that the bank doesn't really let us do that? So impersonating Ratchet sounds like the better idea of those things.
We are going to use the bank's anonymity policy to our advantage.
And the quickest way is for you to impersonate Ratchet.
I would rather impersonate Jack the Ripper, but in the interest of justice, I will do it.
We need
That
to
means
find
that
the
Clara
account
is
number.
going to
Along
the
with everything
bank.
else.
I will say I want access to the vault. They don't ask for papers or even names. The vault information is enough.
I'm not hearing any of this. I run a train company. I don't rob banks.
Perfect. Let's recap
Well,
the plan.
we do. We do, Book. Put the steps in the right order. Okay. Go to Geneva by taxi. Separate. Search the office and the apartment. Find the information. Meet back up at the bank. Pretend to be Ratchet. And search the safety deposit box.
That was easy.
To sum up, We're going by taxi to Geneva. Then we'll split up. You're going to search Mr. Wadi's apartment. I'll search the office at the bank. When we have all the information we need, you pretend to be Ratchet, and we can finally find out what Ratchet is keeping hidden in his safety deposit box.
It sounds impossible.
Not for Detective Joanna Locke and Hercule Poirot.
We should get some rest.
You are right, Detective. We face our greatest challenge tomorrow. Together.
Ooh. Bank heist, bank heist. Should we stop playing the Benny Hill music?
9 o'clock. Our driver did well. It took barely an hour to get here from Lausanne.
But we must conclude our business in 1 hour as well.
So that we
Book
can get
can
back to the
only
train.
hold the train until 11 o'clock.
1 hour to
I mean,
find the
couldn't we
key of
meet the
Ratchet's safety
train
deposit box, the box
later?
number, and its passcode. A lot to ask.
Indeed, which is why we must split our forces. I will take the cab to Monsieur Wadi's address. You must search his office.
I have you on speed dial. And thank you, Mr. Poirot,
For what, mademoiselle?
for trusting me.
Seriously, wouldn't it have been more sensible for Poirot to do the investigation at the bank and for Locke to just send him the information from the apartments? Surely that would have been faster, because we need Poirot at the bank anyway. But no, apparently we're meeting back up again. Well, that's certainly a statue. I was about to say there's a lack of staff at this bank, but there's one. Ooh. Okay. Mustache.
Shiny facial hair. The good news is that it's gold.
Can we just ask where his office is?
You there. I have an appointment with Mr. Wadi.
Let me check. I'm sorry, I don't see any appointments this morning at all. Mr. Wadi hasn't even arrived yet. Although he should be here by now.
Convince the clerk to let me in. No, we don't give... This bank doesn't deal in names.
Even though your customers are anonymous, considering the amount of money involved, you should still have a mention of a meeting.
Yes, I can't understand it. I'll be sure to ask Mr. Wadi when he arrives. In the meantime, you are more than welcome to wait in his office. I see you're not disturbed. Please follow me.
Excellent, we're being let into his office. She's not going to be happy when she learns that he's dead. This one?
Please come in. I can't understand where Mr. Wadi might be.
You're right. I don't have much time at all.
Alright. What's in the cupboard?
It's closed.
Alright. Picture? Huh. Ooh. Can we open the back of it? Is there going to be something hidden in here? Note time. Noting down the dates in case that's
I'm
important.
taking a picture of it. I'll send it to Poirot. It might be useful to him.
Alright. Ooh, the drawer. Is it open? Does it need
Locked.
Yep, needs a key. Darn.
I need the password. Maybe Poirot can help me. A souvenir tower of Babel. Makes sense. We know that Mr. Wadi is from Iraq, and the ancient tower is said to have been built there.
Oh, this is a puzzle. It rotates. Okay. Okay. So, like, some of the windows are open and some of them aren't, and some of them are different shapes. I feel like we need some more information as to what to do with that.
Alice in
Alice.
Wonderland. Again. Mr. Wadi seems to have really liked this book.
What's that, Thomas? You can't use phones in banks, huh? I can't say I've spent enough time in banks to know that. Aha! We've got some numbers. Well, I've often seen a cat without a grin, thought Alice, but a grin without a cat? It's the most curious thing I ever saw in my life. She had not gone much farther before she came in sight of the house of the March Hare. She thought it must be the right house, because the chimneys were shaped like ears and the roof was thatched with fur. It was so large a house she did not like to go nearer until she had nibbled some more of the left-hand bits of the mushroom and raised herself to about 2 foot high. Even then she walked towards it rather timidly, saying to herself, "Suppose it should be raving mad after all. I almost wish I'd gone to see the Hatter instead." There was a table set out under the tree in front of the house, and the March Hare and the Hatter were having tea at it. A dormouse was sitting between them, fast asleep, and the other two were using it as a cushion, resting their elbows on it and talking over its head. Very uncomfortable for the dormouse, thought Alice. Only, as it's asleep, I suppose it doesn't mind. The table was a large one, but the 3 were all crowded together at one corner of it. "No room, no room," they cried when they saw Alice coming. "There's plenty of room," said Alice indignantly, and she sat down in a large armchair at one end of the table. "Have some wine," March Hare said in an encouraging tone. Alice looked all around the table, but there was nothing on it but tea. "I don't see any wine," she remarked. "There isn't any." "Then it wasn't very civil of you to offer it," said Alice angrily. "It wasn't very civil of you to sit down without being invited," said the March Hare. "I didn't know it was your table," said Alice. "It's laid for a great many more than 3. "Your hair wants cutting," said the Hatter. He had been looking at Alice for some time with great curiosity, and this was his first speech. "You should learn not to make personal remarks," Alice said with some severity. "It's very rude." The Hatter opened his eyes very wide on hearing this, but all he said was, "Why is a raven like a writing desk?" "Come, we shall have some fun now," thought Alice. "I'm glad they've begun asking riddles. I believe I can guess that," she added aloud. "Do you mean that you think you can find out the answer to it?" said the March Hare. "Exactly so," said Alice. "Then you must say what you mean," the March Hare went on. "I do," Alice hastily replied. At least, I meant what I say. That's the same thing, you know." "Not the same thing a bit," said the Hatter. "You may as well say, I see what I eat is the same thing as I eat what I see." It's kind of the same." "You might just as well say," added the March Hare, "that I like what I get is the same as I get what I like." "You might just as well say," added the Dormouse, who seemed to be talking in his sleep, "that I breathe when I sleep is the same thing as I sleep when I breathe." There are a lot of pages of this, and I've committed myself to reading it. "It is the same thing with you," said the Hatter. And here the conversation dropped, and the party sat still for a minute. While Alice thought it all over, she could remember about ravens and writing desks, which wasn't much. The Hatter was the first to break the silence. "What day of the month is it?" he said, turning to Alice. He had taken his watch out of his pocket and was looking at it uneasily, shaking it every now and then and holding it to his ear. Alice considered a little and then said, "The 4th." 2 days wrong, sighed the Hatter. I told you butter wouldn't suit the works, he added, looking angrily at the March Hare. It was the best butter, the March Hare meekly replied. Yes, but some crumbs must have got in it as well, the Hatter grumbled. You shouldn't have put it on with the bread knife. The March Hare took the watch and looked at it gloomily. Then he dipped it in his cup of tea and looked at it again. But he could think of nothing better than to say than his first remark. It was the best butter, you know. Reading stream when? We can do a reading stream again sometime. That would be fun. That is in fact something that I could have put on the poll. I didn't think of it. Alice had been looking over his shoulder with some curiosity. What a funny watch, she remarked. It tells the day of the month and doesn't tell what o'clock it is? Should it? Muttered the Hatter. Does your watch tell you what year it is? Of course not, Alice replied very readily, but that's because it stays the same year for such a long time together. Which is just the case with mine, said the Hatter. Alice felt dreadfully puzzled. The Hatter's remark seemed to have no sort of meaning in it, and yet it was certainly English. I don't quite understand you, she said as politely as she could. The Dormouse is asleep again, said the Hatter, and he poured a little hot tea upon its nose. Wait, that line's repeated on the next page. The Dormouse shook its head impatiently and said, without opening its eyes, of course, just what I was going to remark myself. Have you guessed the riddle yet? The Hatter said, turning to Alice again. No, I give it up, Alice replied. What's the answer? I haven't the slightest idea, said the Hatter. Nor I, said the March Hare. Alice sighed wearily. I think you might do something better with the time, she said, than waste it in asking riddles that have no answers. If you knew time as well as I do, said the Hatter, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him. I don't know what you mean, said Alice. Of course you don't, the Hatter said, tossing his head contemptuously. I dare say you never even spoke to time. Perhaps not, Alice cautiously replied. But I know I have to beat time when I learn music. Ah, that accounts for it. He won't stand beating. Now, if only you kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you liked with the clock. For instance, suppose it were 9 o'clock in the morning. Just time to begin lessons. You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round gives the clock in a twinkling. 1:30, time for dinner. I only wish it was, the March Hare said to itself in a whisper. That would be grand, certainly, said Alice thoughtfully, but then I shouldn't be hungry for it, you know. Not at first, perhaps, said the Hatter, but you could keep it at 1:30 as long as you liked. Is that the way you manage? Alice asked. The Hatter shook his head mournfully. Not I, he replied. We quarrelled last March, just before he went mad, you know, pointing with his teaspoon at the March Hare. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts, and I had to sing, Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder what you're at. You know the song, perhaps? I've heard something like it, said Alice. It goes on, you know, the Hatter continued, in this way. Up above the world you fly, like a tea tray in the sky, twinkle, twinkle. Here the Dormouse shook itself and began singing in its sleep, Twinkle, 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 and went on so long they had to pinch it to make it stop. Well, I'd hardly finished the first verse, said the Hatter, when the Queen jumped up and bawled out, He's murdering the time, off with his head. How dreadfully savage, exclaimed Alice. And ever since then, the Hatter went on in his mournful tone, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now. A bright idea came into Alice's head. Is that the reason so many tea things are put out here? She asked. Yes, that's it, said the Hatter with a sigh. It's always tea time, and we've no time to wash the things between whiles. Then you keep moving round, I suppose, said Alice. Exactly so, as the things get used up. But what happens when you come to the beginning again? Alice ventured to ask. Suppose we change the subject, the March Hare interrupted, yawning. I'm getting tired of this. I vote the young lady tells us a story. I'm afraid I don't know one, said Alice, rather alarmed at the proposal. Then the Dormouse shall, they both cried. Wake up, Dormouse! And they pinched it on both sides at once. Are there other parts of the book that are bold like that? 6? Yes, I'm writing down every number that's been bolded, Thomas. The Dormouse slowly opened his eyes. I wasn't asleep, he said in a hoarse, feeble voice. I heard every word you were saying. Tell us a story, said the March Hare. Oh, we're still going. We've got this entire chapter, haven't we? Yes, please do, pleaded Alice. And be quick about it, added the Hatter, or you'll be asleep again before it's done. Once upon a time there were 3 little sisters, the Dormouse began in a great hurry, and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well. What did they live on? Said Alice, who always took a great interest in questions of eating and drinking. They lived on treacle, said the Dormouse, after thinking a minute or 2. They couldn't have done that, you know, Alice gently remarked. They'd have been ill. So they were, said the Dormouse, very ill. Alice tried to fancy to herself what such an extraordinary way of living would be like, but it puzzled her too much, so she went on, but why did they live at the bottom of a well? Take some more tea, the March Hare said to Alice very earnestly. I've had nothing yet, Alice replied in an offended tone, so I can't take more. You mean you can't take less, said the Hatter. It's very easy to take more than nothing. Nobody asked your opinion, said Alice. Who's making personal remarks now? The Hatter asked triumphantly. Alice did not quite know what to say to this, so she helped herself to some tea and bread and butter, and turned to the Dormouse and repeated her question, why did they live at the bottom of a well? The Dormouse again took a minute or 2 to think about it, and then said, It was a treacle well. There's no such thing. Alice was beginning very angrily, but the Hatter and the March Hare went, Shh, shh, and the Dormouse sulkily remarked, If you can't be civil, you'd better finish the story for yourself. No, please go on, Alice said very humbly. I won't interrupt again. I dare say there may be one. One indeed, said the Dormouse indignantly. However, he consented to go on. And so these 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know. What did they draw? Said Alice, quite forgetting her promise. Treacle, said the Dormouse, without considering at all this time. I want a clean cup, interrupted the Hatter. Let's all move one place on. He moved on as he spoke, and the Dormouse followed him, and the March Hare moved into the Dormouse's place, and Alice rather unwillingly took the place of the March Hare. The Hatter was the only one who got any advantage from the change, and Alice was a good deal worse off than before, as the March Hare had just upset the milk jug onto his plate. Alice did not wish to offend the Dormouse again, so she began very cautiously. But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from? You can draw water out of a water well, said the Hatter, so I should think you could draw treacle out of a treacle well, eh, stupid? But they were in the well, Alice said to the Dormouse, choosing not to notice this last remark. Of course they were, said the Dormouse. Well in. This answer so confused poor Alice that she let the Dormouse go on for some time without interrupting it. They were learning to draw, the Dormouse went on, yawning and rubbing its eyes, for it was getting very sleepy. And they drew all manner of things, everything that begins with an M. Why with an M? Said Alice. Why not? Said the March Hare. Alice was silent. All right, we have a whole bunch of numbers. Prosecute Cole Poirot. Because I'm assuming that the information we have has to go over to him.
I managed to get into Wadi's office. I did a quick preliminary search. Everything is locked, including his computer. All I could find was a photo with a date on it. I just sent it to you. Maybe you can use it.
Thank you.
You didn't
That
just
might
find
help.
that, you found a
I've just arrived
number.
at the apartment. I'll call you when I find something.
As quick as you can. I can't stay here long.
Which apartment is it? Is it this one? Oh, Mayor. Hoff. Waddy. This one.
Ah, here we are. Let's see if the key I picked up in Monsieur Waddy's luggage in Venice will open his door.
Rotate. That's not the right one.
Great.
Okay. I had to let go of it. And in we go. Alright, there's nothing in the cabinet by the door. This is a bathroom? It is a bathroom. Is there anything to see in the bathroom? That is a golden mustache.
Another golden mustache to treasure.
It's quite fancy, isn't it? Ooh, what's this? A letter. Meet me in Venice on December 18th at 10 p.m. Confirm the appointment by sending me a postcard with the meeting place. Bring me 50 bundles, the Italian passport, and the red glasses. As usual, I have changed the passcode. The new one is look in the old edition of 1865 on pages 88, 91, 94. Oh, I should have noted which pages those things were on. 88, 91, 94, 96, 98. Because that's not going to be all of those numbers.
The key to the password is close. I can feel it.
Yeah, I would have known what it was if I'd noted down what numbers I found on them.
That may be useful to Mademoiselle Locke or me. I'll take a photo.
What is it? Tower of Babel. All right. Chessboard. Uh-oh.
A bizarre endgame to be sure, but I suspect checkmate is possible for white in 3 moves. Let's see.
I think checkmate is possible for white in 3 moves. Someone's quite insistent knocking on that door.
Staring at the clock won't help. Wow.
Error.
This computer won't give up its secrets easily.
Ooh, there's a dart in a book there. Nobody home.
A dart. A familiar projectile found in any pub in England.
I mean, I wanted to know which of those books it was in, but sure, Poirot, just take it. That's a copy of Alice in Wonderland. Okay, 88 is 3. $91. I don't remember which one that was. $94 is 9. $96 was 6. 98 must be 2 because that's the last one we had. So 91 is was either 3 or 4. Hello, Hunter. How you doing? Who needs quite this many throw pillows?
Staring at the clock won't help, Poirot.
Yeah, I know how to figure out which pages they are. I just couldn't see the number on that particular page because it was missing. I can't read this.
This could be the password to Monsieur Wadi's office computer. He must change it every month. It seems to have a logical sequence, but I need to find the one for December.
Logical sequence. Where's my mustache? Yes, thank you, Guy K, and hello. I can't believe I forgot it again. Wow. There we go. Poirot. Alright. Okay. A sequence. Inspect. So... looks like it's... wait. The letters are all the same, aren't they? Okay, it's the numbers. 361 07. Oh dear. Okay. 37. I need a bigger bit of notepaper. Like the photo. Yeah. Right, so it's 3795 6480 1759 0286 7139 0824. This means nothing to me. I'm not good at number sequences. I'm really not good at number sequences. This makes very little sense to me. Ooh. Ah, no, wait. I've got it. I think I've got it. No, that actually doesn't work. I was going to say, if you look at the first two, if you multiplied the first number by 2 and then just used the last digit, you would get the next digit down. However, that then doesn't work for the next jump. Like, how do I get 1 from... Oh, if I... Nope, that doesn't make sense. That's... Yeah. I have got the right numbers written down. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Nope, I have no idea what this thing is. Hints, please, game. There's a logical sequence. Yes, I'm sure there is. I'm just bad at this. Read them diagonally. Oh, shoot. Okay, right, yeah. Read them diagonally. Curses. It really was that obvious, wasn't it? So, reading them diagonally. The last digit is 3. The second digit is... Sorry, the third digit is 9. The second digit is a what? It's a 1. And the first digit has to be 5. I think. Five, 1, 9, 3.
If that's the password to the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office, we still need to translate the Arabic characters. And there weren't any Arabic characters on the office computer's keyboard. I wonder if the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office has a similar Arabic keyboard.
I'm right again. That happens to me a
Such a
lot.
backhand and a half, right? It's like, no shit, there's a sequence. How else was I supposed to get the answer? checkmate in 3 moves.
Nice.
Nope. I just pressed E by accident. That's not what I was supposed to be doing. If I put the knight there, then that causes check, but he can move. If I move the queen to here, that actually doesn't change it. Actually, no. Queen to there.
Well done.
And then move the knight in to make the actual check, I think. Wait. How? That's his king, right? How was he allowed to move the pawn? His king's in check. What the heck, game?
Right. My little grey cells did not let me down.
Unless that was my king and not my queen, actually. That would make sense. Yeah, actually, that has to be my king. Duh. My brain is... It's been a while since I did chess. Right, Ratchet's... No, I need to swap back over so that I can double check which page.
Ah, the peculiar habit some people have of displaying things on the door of their refrigerator. I've just sent a photo to you, in case it might help you.
Thank you.
Where's Alice? To page 91. It was 4th. So 4. Okay. I have the code. It's 3, 4, 9, 6, 2.
Ratchet's password. Here it is.
Who's knocking
Hey,
where
I'm a pretty
Poirot
good
is? I have
detective
no
after
idea.
all.
Probably someone who noticed someone who wasn't the owner of that apartment going in. Right. I don't know how that picture on the fridge actually helps me. Oh, there must have been some other things on the fridge. Actually, no, I should try and do this now. Oh, no. I can't see the keyboard. Yeah, we do need to go back to Poirot.
I think I've discovered Ratchet's safety deposit box passcode.
Well done, Mademoiselle Locke.
I need to look at this, don't I?
This keyboard should help me translate this code.
Okay, so that symbol there is R. Stop knocking unless you got pizza. Second one is A. I think, yeah, A. The third one. I'm being blind. Ah, P, there it is. Fourth one. That's underneath F. And the last one with 3 dots above E.
Arabic is read from right to left, so the password must surely be read that way too.
Okay.
With any luck, this will
Right to
unlock
left.
the computer in Monsieur Wadi's office. Let me text it to Miss Locke. That's the right answer.
Right, so I want to go back to the fridge. It's got his Wi-Fi password. Ah, haha, haha. Nope. It wasn't the thing I noted down beforehand. It's the shapes of the fridge magnets. Correct, Thomas. Okay. Back to Locke.
Did you receive my text? This must be the password to Monsieur Wadi's computer.
I have it. Thank you.
Right. The tower. So we want an arch-shaped one at the top, a square one next, 2 circles. Does it matter which side they are? Probably. So that was to the right. 2 circles to the right, 1 square also to the right, and 2 squares sort of, yeah, to the left. There we go. Yeah. The key, right?
A key. I wonder if it will fit the desk drawer.
Yeah, so not the key to the security deposit box. Just the key to the desk. Scissors, tape, pencil. Fairly generic. Piece of paper. Ah, ha, 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 ha. I see. Can I interact with this? I want to run the pencil over it. Looks like an eyeliner. Yeah, maybe. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Apparently I'm not allowed to do that right now. Okay, so the password is E3 F9 P. This keyboard is weird. A1 A 5 R. The account number. I don't have it. Oh no, wait. No, that's the account number, not the box number. Right, account number. 3 4 9 6 2. No? Okay, no, that wasn't the account number. That wasn't the account number. No, that was his safety deposit box number, wasn't it? Safety deposit box passcode. Okay, the account number. Come on. Let me do something with this! We've dealt with this, we've dealt with this. Ooh, could be related to photo, I suppose. Which was 07092. No, that doesn't work.
Time is
Lock.
not on my side.
Ah, mustache.
I've earned a gold mustache.
Back to Poirot?
Mr. Poirot, how are you doing?
I have little to report, but keep looking.
Kind of done everything I can in here, right? Let's find out who's knocking.
Who are you? What are you doing in there?
I am Hercule Poirot. I am working with the police. You are Monsieur Wadi's neighbor?
Yes, next door. I heard a noise. I thought it was Mr. Wadi who had come home. I don't know him very well. A delivery man left a package for him with me.
Can we have the package? I think the lie is that he lives next door. Yeah, I thought he is the guy from the picture, isn't he? Yeah.
He is lying, and I will prove it.
Oh, it's not. I live next door. Okay. I don't know him very well.
You
There we go.
don't know your neighbor very well.
Yes, what of it?
Picture.
How is it that Monsieur Wadi has a picture of you on his desk? There is quite a family resemblance. You wouldn't be his brother by any chance?
Why are you going through his things?
As I told you, I am working with the police.
All right, yes. I'm his brother, Mehdi Wadi. Do you know where he is?
Venice. Actually,
I am very sorry, sir, but I have some terrible news for you. Your brother has been murdered. You have my sincere condolences.
Oh no. Aziz, my wife, my son, their hearts will break. Everything he did was for his family. He brought us here from Iraq to give my son a better future. We can't go back. You won't. You won't.
Do not fret, Monsieur Wadi. I do not want to cause trouble for you and your family. I am here to catch his murderer. When did you last see your brother?
2 days ago. He was on his way to Venice. It was not a journey he was looking forward to. I knew something was wrong, but he promised all would be well soon. My son will be heartbroken. Aziz made a point of reading to Fadi every night so he could learn English. We hope to legally emigrate there one day.
Your son, Fadi. What did Monsieur Wadi read to him?
His
Is it
favorite
Alice?
book is Alice in Wonderland. The nonsense of it all. Why?
It is the answer to a question I had. I believe your brother was a good man, forced for some reason to keep secrets, and that got him killed.
Sir, there is something else. Aziz left me a letter to open if anything should happen to him.
Could you show it to me?
Yes, I will get it.
We are still looking for clues. The person knocking was Wadi's brother. Brother, a man named Ratchet found me at the bank. He threatened to kill you and your family to force me to do illegal things. Maybe if I die violently, this man will be responsible. Send an anonymous message to the police. Tell them of his safety deposit box on the Banque du Lac. His bank account number is 82664. They will know what to do. Goodbye, my brother. Give my love to Aisha and Fadi. I wish you all a good life.
It all makes sense. It's horrific. But to Ratchet, it would be just business as usual. At least I have Ratchet's account number, 82664.
Thank you for giving me this letter. Let me assure you, the man Ratchet cannot harm you. He was killed before your brother was.
Really? Who did it? The one you say hunted Ratchet?
Yes, without a doubt. I promise you I will find them.
Sir, we have no papers. The police...
Your secret is safe with me, monsieur.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now, I must go to my wife and son. Tonight, I will read to Fadi from Alice in Wonderland, and we will remember my brother.
I need to notify Mademoiselle Locke that I have Ratchet's bank account number.
And he's still in the dark. It could still be the doctor.
I texted Ratchet's account number to you.
Wonderful.
Right. The account number is 82664. Go.
The number of Ratchet's safety deposit box. At last. I should let Mr. Poirot know.
Current balance absolutely nothing, huh? 4, 3, 4, 6. We're just missing the key to that box, I think.
I was able to access Mr. Wadi's computer. I have Ratchet's safety deposit box number.
Excellent.
Was all the money in the bank in the bag? I don't think so. Technically, it said that the balance was 0 Swiss francs. Given that all the money was physical dollar notes, I guess there would be a balance in that account of absolutely nothing. Okay, so if we know that, what are we still missing? Oh, we can use the dart on the dartboard.
I think this belongs here.
Okay. Numbers around the outside, letters down the inside. Red and white darts. Do I have a number anywhere still that I'm missing a subject for? No. So what happens if I click on this? Okay, I can move it. Wow. Wow. Oh! It's the chess. I think. It's the chess moves. Checkmate in 3. No! You're not gonna tell me what it was anymore? Yeah, I already did that. It's not gonna tell me what it was. It was, let's remember. It was bishop to c6. And then the pawn took it at c6. Then it was what I can only assume was the queen out there, to c8. And then that pawn that had taken that moved down to c5. And then we moved up to c7. I don't know if that's actually going to help us. Maybe it's not related at all, but I just saw the white and the red. C6. C6. No? I'm not allowed to put two things in the same one. Maybe it isn't related to the chess at all. Oh, maybe it's where the pieces are originally. It's not the chess moves, but where they are. That would probably be better, wouldn't it? So, white is on d8, a6, d5, and black, or in this case red, on a8, a7, b7. I guess that makes more sense than the moves because we have 6 darts. Right. D. 8. A6. D5, A8, A7, B7. Aha! It worked! And now I need another code. I don't have another code. Let's see if it's the same as the security box code. 3, No, it's longer than that. It's probably 7 digits. Right. A 7-digit code. Is it all 7 of the numbers out of Alice? 2, 3, 3, 4, 9, 6, 2. No. Okay. Maybe Ms. Locke can help me.
Mademoiselle Locke, how far along are you?
Still not very far, but I'm not giving up.
The numbers that weren't used in the book? That's not going to result in 7 digits, though. Right, I think, because we still need to do this. How do I interact with this? Oh, wait, there it was. I saw something. How do I get that to appear again? There.
Those indentations are from the sheet of the notepad that was on top. This is great. All those mystery movies I watched as a kid. I know what to do.
Yeah, scribble. Yeah. Scribble. Ah, that's the code. That's the code.
I'll send a picture of this to Poirot.
The code is in a shape. Is there a throw option?
I sent you a photo of doodles I found on a notepad. I hope it can help you.
I hope so as well.
Okay, so that's going to be... If we're starting from the left, which makes sense because we're going to end up on the hash key there. So 4, 1, 5, 3, 6, 8, hash. Yeah, it worked. There's the key.
It looks like a safe key to me. We finally found it.
Oh, of course. That's obviously why we're meeting up at the bank, because we didn't know where the safe key was going to be. Okay. I think we call her now? Yeah. Call my partner.
Good news. I have found the key to Ratchet's safe.
Perfect. We're running out of time. Do we have everything?
I have the key to the safety deposit box.
I have the number of the box.
And we have the passcode. I'm on my way. Time to rob a bank.
Time to rob a bank!
Sorry to keep you waiting. I haven't heard from Monsieur Wadi. You'll have to reschedule with him.
This is quite annoying. I'll have to reschedule.
Absolutely. I hope I have been of service.
You have no idea.
We're not going to use the brothers to get in. This bank is very, very hot on anonymity. So we don't act. So all we need is a dude.
That was fast. We do this as planned?
Yes, I am Monsieur Ratchet. But with the bank's questionable policy, I do not expect anyone to ask.
Right. Absolute secrecy regarding their clients. The last Swiss bank of its kind.
Hey, should you really be with me here, Mademoiselle Locke?
Madame, I still haven't heard from Mr. Wadi.
Well, we'll have to make do without him, now that my friend is here. It's his box we want to access.
And the clock is ticking. I trust there is no problem.
No problem at all. May I have your safety deposit box number?
4346.
Okay, I don't have to put it in. I made notes.
May I see your key? Do you know your passcode?
Yes? Mademoiselle will be able to accompany me? No names, of course.
Of course. I'll open the door. Go down the stairs. The guard will accompany you.
Let's rob a bank. I guess we've got to go through the security scanner.
Please leave your personal belongings in this bin and then go through the portal. I'll open it for you.
So we're just leaving our phones there. Oh, dog ears. That's so cool.
I'll insert my key when you're ready.
I have to go grab the. Okay, it's 4346. 43. 4346. 4349, 4348, 4346.
At last, we reach our goal.
Well, we need to put in the code, which is 34962. And then we need to put our key in. And
Now I will insert my key, if you allow.
Thank you.
well,
I'll be by the door should you need any assistance.
someone's got a face scribble out
last.
with a traitor
I
note.
suspect the effort will be worth it. This collection of various personal items. Do you know what they are, Detective Locke?
I do,
Trophies.
Mr. Poirot. God help me, I do. Souvenirs. The trophies serial killers take from their victims to remind them of their kills. Ratchet wasn't just a kidnapper.
No, indeed. He was a monster.
From the left, I guess. Cigarette lighter. To my best friend.
For every soul Ratchet claimed, even more are suffering.
Cheers, Peter, mate.
Another trophy. We may never know how many people he killed.
He's got a picture of the sketchy guy. He is the sketchy guy, Thomas. I'm guessing you missed that part. Diamonds?
Diamonds.
A fortune. Crime does pay.
No, mademoiselle. This time it was the criminal who finally paid.
A key. Kitten wagon.
I wonder who this keychain belonged to. Certainly not Ratchet.
Pearls.
Another trophy. A woman. We may never know her name. You were lucky, mademoiselle, when you met him at that cabin in the forest, alone.
How many victims do you think Ratchet had?
Too many.
Bracelet. Valentine.
Another victim.
ring. With MC? Ah, that'll be the reporter that he took the identity of, right?
MC. The real journalist Michael Clark. Ratchet would have needed to kill him to assume his identity. He took this ring as his trophy.
We'll do the other trophy first.
Another bracelet. Another victim.
Another trophy. And then there's the one that we already found. Suzanne's red glasses.
Okay, it's the picture.
The one on the left. Ratchet.
Whoever he is with, their friendship seems over.
The build. The hair. It could be Noah, his partner in Daisy's kidnapping.
It appears they had a falling out.
And the money.
He knew the serial numbers on the banknotes could be traced. The rest of the Armstrong ransom money. The serial numbers match. 4 years of investigation. It's all over. I finally have the last piece of evidence that Ratchet was Daisy's kidnapper and murderer.
More than that, you have helped unmask a serial killer responsible for so many deaths.
But even with all this, we're no closer to solving Ratchet's murder.
On the contrary, mademoiselle, everything. It is coming together. Don't you agree, detective?
What?
The damaged photograph.
It could be Noah. You think Noah killed Ratchet for revenge?
The train.
What about the train?
I know how a killer could vanish without leaving a trace in the snow.
Wings?
Camouflage. The trophies.
Poirot? We have a train to catch.
Not just a train, Detective Locke. We have a murderer to catch.
You know how he could have... So if it's that hair and that build, then that makes it the sushi chef, right? We were meant to be talking about that in front of a security camera. I'm guessing with their commitment to secrecy, they probably don't record conversations. Ooh. Wait, no, it's a book?
Poirot, enough! You have kept us in suspense ever since we left Lausanne.
Forgive me, my friend. Detective Locke and I needed the time to put the last pieces of the puzzle in their proper places.
I'll fill in where I can, but this is Mr. Poirot's show.
I confess I can't help, but I feel a certain déjà vu.
You are correct, Doctor. We have been
I guess
here
the Doctor
before.
is innocent in this version.
However, without you, we wouldn't have been able to reach the true conclusion of this story. My friends, your attention, please. I hope you have finished your dessert. You have every right to think the solution to the murder of Ratchet is a closed book. You are wrong. I, Poirot, admit that I was wrong. There is a final chapter.
What in bloody hell?
What does he mean? Perhaps if we are silent, Monsieur Poirot will explain.
Most of us naturally expect a journey by train to proceed in an orderly fashion from station to station. But this journey has gone off the rails. A comfortable journey, which should have been restful, turned out to be quite a challenge for my little gray cells. I beg your indulgence. I know it will be painful, but I must update you on the strange turn the Ratchet murder investigation has taken. I had two hypotheses, as you recall. A stranger boarded the train in Vinkovsky, killed Ratchet, and then exited the train unobserved. That was the first possibility. The second solution gave us 12 jurors who condemned Ratchet to death for the kidnapping and murder of Daisy Armstrong. My friend, Book, properly chose the first solution for the authorities. However, thanks to Dr. Constantine here, a 13th stab wound was discovered, throwing that solution into disarray. Moreover, the words of a witness called into question the chronology of the night of the murder upon which the first two solutions were based. Detective Locke?
Mystery solved. Who threw doubt on the timeline of the night of the murder? That was Pierre Michel, I think.
Michael admitted to having been absent several times during the night. His absence therefore gave multiple opportunities for a 13th murderer to slip into Ratchet's room before the other 12 jurors lined up to stab him.
You are saying the man Ratchet was when we...
Yes, you executed a man who was already dead. But there were other suspects that night.
Other suspects? Who?
They stand before you. Mr. Fauché, Mr. Maury, and Ms. Nielsen. And they all also had a hole in their stories about their movements that night. Mr. Poirot?
Most of you don't know it, but there was a second murder in Venice.
Mein Gott, another murder.
The victim was a man named Aziz Wadi, a banker in Geneva who was on the payroll of Ratchet. He looked after the money Ratchet obtained from the Armstrong ransom. Ratchet needed money and arranged to meet Mr. Wadi in Venice. One of these three knew about that money. Now, each of them had an alibi, of a sort. But if any of their alibis was a lie, that person had time to murder Monsieur Wadi, Monsieur Fauché, Mademoiselle Nielsen, and Monsieur Maury. One of you murdered Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi.
Are you kidding? I pour drinks for our guests. I don't murder them.
It's nonsense!
You are accusing me because of my knives?
But why would one of my employees kill Ratchet?
Is Daisy's death the motive of the 13th murderer? No, it's something else. It's probably one of the other deaths.
The killer's motive for killing Ratchet was revenge, but not for Daisy's death. The motive for Aziz Wadi's murder was also revenge. Mr. Wadi was helping Ratchet.
Ratchet had an accomplice in the kidnapping named Noah. They kidnapped Daisy together. Ratchet stored the ransom money in a Swiss bank that protected anonymous clients. He forced Monsieur Wadi to watch over the money. Once enough time had passed, Ratchet felt it was safe to have Monsieur Wadi bring him cash whenever Ratchet needed it.
The serial numbers of the bills would still be in a file, but no one would be actively checking it.
Precisely. But Ratchet didn't just keep the ransom in his safety deposit box. There was something much worse.
Victim trophies.
There was something much worse than Daisy's ransom money in that safety deposit box. During her investigation, Detective Locke found evidence proving that Ratchet was what is known as a trophy killer. He kept souvenirs of his crimes. We found trophies in the safety deposit box. There were others in a cabin Ratchet used in the Berkshire Mountains, including a beloved toy of little Daisy's.
If I'd have known that, I would have cut the bastard's head off.
Associate two objects whose link would be the motive for Ratchet's murder. Bag of diamonds, Michael Clark's ring, Valentine bracelet, pearl necklace, photo of Ratchet and Noah, the wad of notes, flask of alcohol, the Zippo lighter, leather bracelet, set of keys. Motive. motive. Just two. So I guess I'm assuming it's the photo of Ratchet and Noah. And then a trophy that would make Noah upset about it, right? Wait. Inspect. Is that bracelet in here? Is that this bracelet? So is Noah dead?
That was easy.
The bracelet found in the safety deposit box was also on Noah's wrist in a photograph. It's obvious Ratchet killed Noah, and therefore, at last, I can tell you with absolute certainty who the murderer of Ratchet and Monsieur Wadi is.
So it's someone who would be related to Noah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's the bartender. If you murder a dead person, is the punishment the same or different? I think... Oh, yeah, she is wearing a bracelet, isn't she? Oh, yes. He's hiding his hands, though. Yeah, if you murder a dead person, I think the punishment is different. I think that's mutilation of a corpse rather than murder. Yeah, you're right, Thomas. It must be. Yeah. Zoom.
Mademoiselle Nielsen has the same bracelet as the one found in the safety deposit box in Geneva. A trophy from a victim of Ratchet. Noah.
Having a similar bracelet doesn't prove anything.
Yes, that might be true. If there were not an inscription on it.
Mr. Poirot, you're right. The bracelet looks similar to mine, but I have no idea what the marks on it mean. I just like the design.
The marks are not random, mademoiselle. These are special bracelets. They are called Morse code bracelets. Because, well, you know why. The marks are Morse code. Happily, I learned Morse when I was a young man doing my service for the Belgian army.
Use Poirot's knowledge. Okay. I'm glad we're using Poirot's knowledge and not mine. I assume we're starting from... Yeah, we've got to be starting from there. Dot, dash, dot. Dot, dash, dot. Just a dot. Dot, dash, dash. Dot, dash. Right. Dot, dash, dot. F. Dot, dash, dot. R. The single dot is an E. Oh, it's just Freya. It's her name.
voilà. On the bracelet found in Ratchet's safety deposit box was the name Freya in Morse code. Your first name. It belonged to your father, Noah. Noah Nielsen. Let's stop playing this little game,
I heard that.
mademoiselle. What does yours say? Noah?
It says father. Ratchet, that bastard. He kept my father's bracelet as a trophy.
Thank you. I have to admit your timing for Ratchet's murder was perfect. Do you mind if I continue?
Would it matter? Go ahead. You've earned the right to crow.
I do not make bird sounds, mademoiselle. I take no pleasure in this. You drugged Ratchet's dessert to ensure he would be unconscious when you went to his room. You stole a knife from Monsieur Maury. If it was identified as the murder weapon, he would be accused. You knew Pierre Michel would leave the train for a smoke whenever it was stopped at a station. At Vinkovsky, you waited until he was on the station platform. Then, you carefully made your way along the first-class corridor to Ratchet's room. You entered Ratchet's room with the pass key, accessible to all employees in the crew quarters. You stabbed Ratchet at midnight.
But that knife, where is it?
Chucked out the
Probably
window,
thrown out of Ratchet's window before the train left the station. A thorough search after the snow melts should turn it up.
My beautiful knife.
Then, you carefully returned to the crew quarters, replaced the passkey, and returned to your poker game. Et voilà. The affair was not so complicated in the end. But what made the crime seem more complex? Well...
It was us.
Exactly. The 12 jurors who proceeded to carry out their far more complicated plan literally in the dark without realizing that the man was already dead.
Speaking only for myself, of course, but I believe we would have invited you to join us.
Ms. Nielsen, you killed Ratchet because he killed your father. Your motive is crystal clear. But why did you kill Aziz Wadi?
It's because of Aziz that my father died. My father knew Aziz was the only one with access to Ratchet's safe, so he convinced Aziz to steal the money from the safety deposit box. But Aziz was too afraid of Ratchet. Instead, he betrayed my father by reporting him to Ratchet. Obviously, Ratchet then murdered my father. Aziz was just as guilty of my father's death as Ratchet.
Ratchet was the worst of humanity. But Monsieur Wadi, if you knew his story...
My father is dead because of him.
I will not debate the point with you, mademoiselle. He had done nothing to justify his death. I do not see any extenuating circumstances that should allow you to escape justice. You will be arrested at the Gare de Lyon when we arrive in Paris.
Judge and jury are you, Monsieur Poirot. And you get away with it. It must be nice. But think of this. I know what you did. What you all did.
She's right. She could turn us all in.
Relax. Hector, is it? Your secret is safe with me. I'm not going to jail. Farewell, Poirot. Enjoy your victory. Stop.
Is she gonna jump out the back of a moving... Oh boy.
No,
On a
Freya,
bridge.
don't jump. You're going to die.
I've made my choice. We'll let fate decide.
No!
I'm surprised she didn't hit one of the supports. That was some timing.
She jumped off the train. Even if she hit the water,
Even if she hit the
considering
water,
height,
it was frozen.
I doubt she survived. And with this tunnel, either way she's gone, Poirot.
finally out of the snow. No more desserts. Maybe Miss
I still
Yamori knows how
can't
to make
believe
some.
what happened. 13 people took revenge on the same person. This investigation is so incredible. It almost looks like a detective story.
It would surely be a bestseller. It is true that this case will remain as one of the most important investigations of my career.
My only regret will be that I couldn't bring Ratchet to justice, but I can finally close this chapter of my life.
Your determination paid off. You can be proud of yourself.
I think we'll be arriving in Paris soon.
Just desserts, huh, guy? Yeah, that's a good fun.
If you will pardon me, Detective Locke, I have to settle a few details with Monsieur Book before we arrive.
Please, go ahead.
I still can't believe Freya was the killer. She never even cheated when we played poker.
She used too much sugar.
Nonsense! Her desserts were divine.
Unfortunately, her actions were not so divine.
There you are, my friend.
Book, I have a favor to ask.
Anything.
When we arrive in Paris, will you speak to the police? I would rather keep a low profile.
But why?
Book, my first solution was incorrect.
Nonsense. The nuttier the mystery became, the greater your brilliance.
Please.
Very well, if you
Poirot's
insist.
like, I'm embarrassed. I got the
I
wrong
want
solution
to thank
first
you,
time.
gentlemen, for your service. The cuisine. Under difficult conditions, you surpass the reputation of the Orient Express.
That is true. I look forward to seeing you again abroad, Monsieur Poirot. I promise, not all of our trips are this eventful.
Princess Dragomirov would like a word with you, Monsieur Poirot. It is important. She is waiting for you in her compartment.
When a princess summons me, how can I refuse?
Alright. Princess Dragomirov. Like those two are having fun? The princess is in first class. Can't remember which. Oh, hello, sir.
Count Andrigny, how is the Countess?
Much better now that it's all over. I misjudged you, Poirot.
And I you.
There is something else about my wife you should know. Why I am so overprotective.
She is
I was gonna say, is she pregnant?
You are quite the detective.
Actually, Dr. Constantine told me. She admitted as much when he was attending to her.
If it's a girl, we're going to name her Daisy. If it's a boy,
Hercule,
he'll be stuck with Rudolph. It's a family tradition.
I wish you and all of your family much happiness.
Thank you.
Poirot, trying to finagle getting a baby named after you. That's my room, right? Oh no, the princess is in second class, isn't she? She's not in first class. She was like the first room in second. Yeah.
My daughter, my great friend, and I wanted to talk to you one last time. I speak on behalf of the entire Armstrong family, as well as those close to us. You have shown compassion. We know your reputation, and we understand that your choice was not easy for you. We are all the more grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations, my dear. You managed to say the word thank you, although he did manage to put us through quite a lot.
You have given us all closure and some peace of mind.
You should know that I regret nothing. If this Freya Nielsen person had not been involved, I would have done it again.
Someone told me the Stalinists were frightened of you. I believe them.
The country of my birth breeds its share of brutes and bullies, but also some of the greatest intellectual and artistic minds the world has ever known. I pray that one day we will again be remembered for that.
I share your hope, Princess.
And of course, with the real murderer of that man out there somewhere, we are no longer guilty of much. Correct?
Princess, don't push your luck too far. If you'll excuse me, I have some packing to do. Ladies?
I guess technically they're also technically conspiracy to murder is also one of their faults, right? Like they planned a murder. Poirot's room was this one, I think.
At the end of this investigation, I still have my doubts. Did I make the right choice with the 12 self-proclaimed jurors?
Were we right to let them go free? That's a question, isn't it? It's a very good question. What do we think, chat? Was Poirot correct to let the 12 jurors go free? You think no, Thomas, huh? Nick also thinks no. But they killed a serial killer. We have 2 no's and a yes, huh? 3 no's and a yes, basically. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he had it coming. Like, from a law standpoint, it's not correct to let them go free. From a moral standpoint, is it though? Take the moral high ground. How likely are they going to attempt murders? I don't think any of them are likely to murder anyone again. Right? They don't really strike me as I mean, okay, I take it back. The Princess Dragomirov probably would, if given enough justification. I want to go with yes. I think I can justify it, just about.
Yes, it was the right thing to do. As for Mademoiselle
As it turns out, they didn't
Wilson,
kill him anyway.
What would I have done if she had not escaped?
Would I have her arrested? I think she needs to be arrested, but then she would have turned in the others, but hey.
Is it justice to let the 12 go free but have Mademoiselle Nielsen arrested? A vast question.
Yeah, that is a big question. Is it reasonable?
Judges
I mean, she stabbed someone
often
else.
Take
So.
motive into consideration
2
when
people.
deciding the sentence for a crime. You are not a judge. Your job is to establish the facts, which you have done. The case has been solved. Another already awaits you. It is the reason you were on this train. It is time. Time to move on.
Time to move on. here? Gare de Lyon, huh? I don't think I saw a Gare de Lyon when I was in France. Or at least not the long distance train part of it.
I hope you will travel with us again, Monsieur Poirot.
Monsieur Poirot, I spoke with my associates. I convinced them to give you a deal on our new Firenze SUV. No need to thank me. It's the least I could do.
That is very generous, but no, I do not drive.
You don't? What? But it's electric. It's good for the planet.
I am good for the planet, as long as I don't drive.
I don't understand. He refused.
Poirot doesn't trust himself to drive.
Yes.
Nope, you two don't want to speak to me, huh?
Have you lost something? May I help you?
Oh, Mr. Poirot, you have done so much already.
What is it you have lost?
My friends, we are traveling to Poland to help with children. We were to meet at an information booth. But where do I get information on how to find an information booth?
There is, I
It'll be
believe,
yeah.
an information booth just inside the main terminal.
Oh, thank you, sir. You are a great detective.
And you, madame?
A great detective. Or just someone who knows how to navigate a train station. Yeah, public transport is way better, Drag, I agree. Ooh, we can look at this.
I will miss this train.
I will also miss this train. Look how pretty it is. I want to ride the real thing, but I am now very aware of how much it costs to do so. It feels like it would go in the meme of if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anyone, but there would be signs. And one of those signs would be getting on the Orient Express. 3 to 5k, it's about 17k to do the journey that it goes on in this story. At least 17k. It's a lot cheaper if you want to do a shorter journey inside Italy.
Hey, Poirot. Say, have you seen a scruffy little guy in a green trench coat?
I cannot say I have. Why?
He's my next case.
Another case? That was indeed fast.
A detective's gotta eat. You know what I mean.
I have some idea, yes.
Suspected embezzler. Traveling east. Been out on the Orient Express. Say, you wouldn't be interested in teaming up, would you? Some good money in it.
I have had enough of trains for a while, thank you.
Okay, suit yourself.
These two want to talk to me? No. These two?
Mr. Poirot, Mr. McQueen here thinks he may know an attorney in the Berkshires who might need a gentleman's gentleman.
He's old school English. I think the clock stopped for him in 1934.
I hope it works out for you, Monsieur Masterman. What about you, Monsieur McQueen?
Well, back to law school for me, following my father's footsteps. We can take the train to St. Pancras, then the Piccadilly line to Heathrow and check out some flights.
Might as well.
Did he just say St. Pancras?
I wish you both bonne chance.
Bloody American. St. Pancras.
Ah, Poirot. Mission accomplished. I have reported to the police that Freya Nielsen killed Ratchet and that she escaped. They're issuing an international arrest warrant. There's a canal that runs alongside the tracks where she jumped from the train. But they say there's little chance she survived. The police have questioned all of the passengers and crew, so for now, they are free to leave.
I gave them the results of my preliminary autopsy, and they have the report from the Venetian authorities. They were arguing about jurisdiction when I left.
Thank you, Doctor. You have been of inestimable help.
A fascinating case. I'm pleased I could assist you.
Mr. Poirot, it seems our paths part here. It was an honor and a pleasure to work with you.
And I am with you, Detective Locke. The case would have been impossible without your tenacity and dedication to finding the truth. You also proved to be an able con artist in Geneva.
You too.
Nope. She wants a hug.
Thank you for everything.
Handshake.
I'll never forget you.
And I shall always treasure our collaboration.
Well, that's that. I'm hungry. Let's go to the Wagon Rouge restaurant. They make an excellent leg of lamb.
But it's only 5:34 p.m. Is food
5:34 is a perfectly reasonable time to eat.
I'm the one inviting you. You well deserved it.
I'm warning you, I'm not going to obtain for you a secret recipe this time.
Poirot, they make a chocolate mousse that is so creamy. It must have a secret ingredient in it.
The last recipe came from a murderer.
But it was sublime.
The Orient Express is indeed a very, very pretty train. Yeah, it's a good thing we got her secret recipe before she killed someone and left. Let's speed up the credits a bit. At least we have one of her many recipes. Yeah, we are done. I assume there isn't an epilogue after this, because it feels like we had the epilogue. Well, I believe we had the poll a few weeks ago for the next mystery game, so the next game in this slot is going to be Root Film. Which I don't know how much of a direct sequel that'll be to Root Letter, but I guess we'll find out. Incidentally, the various polls for what I'm doing tomorrow have finished. Oh, we do have an epilogue. Yeah, I don't actually know whether you'll need to know Root Letter for Root Film. I'm hoping not, because I haven't actually finished all the other endings to Root Letter, so I'm assuming it's just going to be similar, but with different people. Flats 203, 56B, Whitehaven Mansions, London, EC1M6EU. Okay. Who's written a letter to Poirot? Dear Poirot, I didn't...
Dear Poirot, I didn't really have time to say goodbye when we parted. I thought I had beaten the greatest detective in the world. But you unmasked me. I still had my revenge, though. I even managed to help myself to a small amount of cash from Wadi's bag before you interrupted me in Venice. It will be enough to settle somewhere in a quiet little town where I will create delicacies for appreciative clients. You won't hear from me again, nor will Book get any more of my recipes. Oh, and one last thing. You may not think so, but I truly believe Ratchet and Wadi got their just desserts.
Oh no!
Regards,
Pun!
F.
She used the just desserts pun.
Mademoiselle, are entirely too pleased with yourself. You give clues no one could follow, unless they are Hercule Poirot.
Alright, we're actually properly finished now. Okay, so that'll be the end of the stream. Thank you very much for watching. It's been fun. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. I post my streaming schedules both over on social media and over here on YouTube in the community tab. This was the last scheduled stream of the week, so there'll be a new schedule up later. The next stream will be tomorrow, 7 PM, and as my polls for you guys have resulted in, I guess I will be doodling. Yes, random doodles. I haven't decided the subject of the random doodles yet. Maybe it'll be animals again, maybe it'll be Pokemon again, maybe it'll be something entirely different. We'll see. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. And this is Kalla, signing out. See ya! Bye bye!